Hello and welcome to another episode of Badman Reviews. And this week we have some good news. I don't know. We have news. Crash Bandicoot news to be specific, and I know you guys have probably been wanting me to talk about this. To be truthful, this has basically been confirmed at this point in time as I've made this video. The Sony press conference, while I have recorded this video, has not been made. It's actually going to be, Sony press conference is in about 3 hours after I've recorded this video. So by the time this video is out tomorrow, this information could be confirmed. But as of right now, it's not. So we're going to talk about it as it is not confirmed. But it's basically confirmed. A retailer in Singapore had posted not too long ago a Crash edition of the new Skylanders Imaginators game. And everyone kind of just, threw it aside, it's near E3, speculations, whatever. Everyone was like, well, what if it is real? We're going to have Crash and Skylanders, and that's something a lot of people don't want. Now, a few days later, closer to E3, we found on the official Skylanders website, you could actually go check it out. It was taken down, it's no longer there anymore, but you could check it, and it was legit on the Skylanders website. The PS4 Toys R Us exclusive, it seems to be, Crash edition of Skylanders Imaginators exists. Now, this probably means Crash Bandicoot for Sony, especially since it's Sony exclusive. I doubt there'd be some other weird Crash version of Skylanders Imaginators if it didn't have to do with Crash Bandicoot. So that's what has everyone up in arms right now in the Crash fan base. Crash Bandicoot probably coming back this year in Skylanders, which is something a lot of people don't want, especially with what they did with Spyro. They put Spyro into Skylanders, and now he's totally been torn apart, doesn't have his own games anymore, and he's just kind of sucked from everything he had to make Skylanders what it is today, which everyone hates, and they don't want to see that happen to Crash. The thing is, though, I don't think it's going to end there. That would be a weird way to introduce Crash back in the whole thing. Skylanders coming out going, we have, guess what? Crash Bandicoot Edition for PS4, and it's going to have Crash Bandicoot 25th anniversary. The end of the conference. How about Crash Bandicoot is now in Skylanders, PS4 exclusive, and guess what else, guys? Coming to the PS4, the HD remaster of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games. Boom, explosion, money fucking falling from the sky. That's what I see happening. I see Sony announcing that it now has the rights to Crash Bandicoot back. I see it saying that it is now collaborating with Skylanders to put Crash and Spyro into a game together in Skylanders Imaginators. And I'm going to imagine an HD remaster of the Crash Bandicoot series. And possibly the Spyro the Dragon series, though I don't want to be too optimistic. That is what I'm assuming we'll see in the Sony press conference. Again, all of this could be confirmed tomorrow, so if I'm right about all this, I called it. If I'm not, and Crash is just in Skylanders and that's it, I'll be crying myself to sleep while this video's live. And you guys can post in the comments below about, you just be like, don't cry, Badman, it'll be alright. And I'll reply back with a sad crying face, because that's all I'll be able to do. I really hope that this isn't just Crash and Skylanders, because this is basically confirmed. Like, we can pretty much 95% assume Crash is back in Skylanders. That's kind of obvious. There's not really much, there's like a 5% chance that this is totally something not Crash Bandicoot related and we somehow overlooked something else, but I highly doubt that. Sony exclusive, the word Crash in the edition, Skylanders. 95% sure Crash Bandicoot in Skylanders. Now it just comes down to, are they going to continue forward? Or since Sony owns it, will Naughty Dog pick it back up and make another one? Will they just make an HD remix? What is going to happen with Crash Bandicoot now? Does Sony actually own the rights, or or did Skylanders just decide, well, we'll make and Activision decide, well, we'll just make Crash Bandicoot a Sony exclusive because, you know, he was brought up on Sony and that would be a good way to get people to buy the Sony edition. Just like, you know, Bungie with Activision made Sony exclusive opportunities with Destiny, allowing for a year of exclusivity on their on certain parts of their DLC. I can see something like that happening with Skylanders and Sony. So maybe that's what's happening with Crash Bandicoot. Maybe Sony doesn't actually own Crash Bandicoot, and we're just overlooking that, and maybe Activision still holds the rights, which would suck. If Activision still holds the rights, we're only going to see Crash and Skylanders. I can 100% tell you that right now. Activision won't go any farther than that. We'll just see Crash and Skylanders. If Sony got the rights back, I can see an HD remaster that had been in the works, especially since from that tweet from the old Cortex voice actor stating that he was back in works with 3 old voices that he hasn't done in a long time, one being a doctor. Again, Dr. Neo Cortex. These are all things that we've been looking at for the past months, knowing that something's going to be happening. Whether that means Dr. Neo Cortex is going to be in Skylanders, or whether that means Dr. Neo Cortex is going to be in an HD remix of Crash Bandicoot, again, something we'll know in the next couple hours. Well, I will know in the next couple hours. You guys won't see this video until tomorrow, but I'm interested in that. Will Cortex be in Imaginators? Will there be a Crash edition of Imaginators with a Dr. Neo Cortex figure and a Crash Bandicoot figure? Will we have Chaos and Dr. Neo Cortex working together in Skylanders Imaginators? Maybe get Nasty Gnorc also. Have all of the Sony villains working together in Skylanders Imaginators. I would play that. You know, Skylanders, to be truthful, isn't a bad game. I can understand the hate towards it, especially from the Crash and Spyro fan base. But I've played Skylanders. It's not a bad game. It's actually a very good game, and it has a great idea. And if I was a kid, and I can have my parents buy me a shit ton of stuff, and I had money, I would totally make them buy me Skylanders. No doubt in my mind about that. 100%, I would buy Skylanders if I was a kid, and I would play the shit out of it. I just don't have money. And I decided to invest into, you can't see it behind me, but I decided to invest into LEGO Dimensions instead of Skylanders. But, you know, if Crash comes out, I'll probably have to buy that. Well, that's kind of it for me today. We'll see tomorrow if Crash Bandicoot is coming back in an HD remix or a new game. And we'll see what's going on with this whole Skylanders thing. I'm excited for 3 hours from now when I figure that out. But until then, I will see you all in the next episode.